Hello everyone, we are going into another Ixalan Draft. This week it's Monday. Do a draft video every Monday and Thursday, and we're going to join this league. And I'll be with you when it fires. It should be pretty quick. Just recently came out on Magic Online. I'm recording this a little ahead of time, obviously. Okay. Well, Primal Amulet is a pretty cool build around, but you have to really get there for it to be worth it. And Instant and Sorceries Matter isn't really a deck in this format. That's like the one card that cares about it. So we have some strong options here, though. Both Thundering Spineback and Savage Stomp are excellent. Adanto's Vanguard is good. But it's really between these two, and I think I'm going to take the removal. Savage Stomp is great. It's perhaps the best uncommon in the set. It's up there anyway. It's in the conversation, and it's what we'll take. The ability to be 1 mana spell that puts a counter on your creature. It's basically either a 3 mana Hunt the Weak, which is good, or a 1 mana Hunt the Weak, which is great. So, you know, that's a crazy, crazy effect. It does incentivize us a little to be in dinosaurs, but you certainly don't have to be for Savage Stomp to be good. It's going to be better if you are, because you're going to have some larger creatures. So, like, if we end up in Merfolk, it's not going to be quite as good. Okay, Sanguine Sacrament is bad, so we don't want that rare. Probably just want the Aegisaur, which is excellent. It works well with Savage Stomp, too. Fight effects and such are really good with it. I haven't gotten a chance to play with it yet. Still early in the format, so I've thought it looked really good, and I haven't played against it either, but I'm pretty sure it's excellent, and it's what we're going to take. Yeah. Green-white dinosaurs, maybe? That is a thing. The downside about green-white dinosaurs is its signpost uncommon is not very good, whereas the red-green one is very good, and the what's the other color combination I'm forgetting here? Red, green, green, white, white, red. The white, red one's good too. Okay, interesting. So, Deathless Agent's quite good. I think Lightning Rig Crew's really good. You do have to end up in Pirates, and we're not in any pirate colors yet. So I don't think that's what I want to take. I could consider it as good as it is. Deathless Ancient is a vampire payoff, and you definitely need vampires for it to be good. But I could also just pick up one of these solid green cards, and I think I'd probably go with the Diviner over the Jade Guardian here. There's some okay white cards here too, like Pterodon Knight and Skyblade of the Legion, but I think Ixali's Diviner is better than both. Lightning Rig Crew and Deathless Ancient are both very good, but you have to end up in those decks for it to actually be good for either of them. Well, that's not true. They're both solid if you don't end up in those decks, but they're not great. So I'm going to take the Diviner here. I could also think about Suncrown Hunters if I'm going to try to be 3-color dinos, but let's take the Diviner here. This is a dinosaur payoff that I don't like at all, sadly. So that's not good. Chart of Course is good. Might just be the best card in this pack. And this pack is pretty much devoid of good things in our colors. It has no green, and it has 3 mediocre white cards. Yeah, let's take Chart of Course. See what happens here. Another Chart of Course. Sure. Well, who knows what we're going to end up being now. Our colors are getting cut. Our initial colors are getting cut pretty hard. This is a great card, though, just because it's a powerful card draw effect that asks you to be aggressive, and that's fine. I mean, blue is actually a strangely aggressive color in this set. It's one of the raid colors. So, and this basically has raid. It just doesn't say raid for some reason. I guess maybe raid can only be on permanence or something. But, yeah. It's a good card. So is Savage Stomp and Bellowing Aegisaur, and I'd like to play them, but we'll see if that happens. Okay. Well, black is very open. These green cards aren't that good. This white card's not that good. So, sadly, this happens sometimes. But I think we take Ruthless Knave here, and maybe we're blue-black pirates. They care about treasure a lot, and he's a great payoff for treasure. He can make treasure, etc. And yeah, the Spike-tailed Ceratops and Ravenous Daggertooth are like C minus level cards, and this is like a B minus in general. And both of these are playable, although you do need vampires for that one to actually be good. But we'll take a knave here. Ruthless. Oh man, there's a New Horizons still here. So maybe I'm wrong that we're just completely screwed on playing green. I'm gonna take the Horizons for sure. The white cards here, there's several of them, but none of them are that great. So I think I take the New Horizons there. Been had some weird signals in this draft. Okay, well here is a pirate, very good pirate payoff, but there's also other good blue cards here. I like Shaper Apprentice a reasonable amount. It has good upside. If you end up with some more merfolk, which isn't hard to do. Problem with the captain is I don't feel like red's very open. Black and blue are more open. So I think there's a greater chance I'd play like Shaper Apprentice. And with the stack of green cards we have, we could end up just being blue-green merfolk, which would be fun. I haven't drafted that deck just yet. So I don't know. I don't know what's happening. We've seen some strong black cards late, but we also saw pretty late New Horizons, which isn't like excellent, but it works pretty well. It helps you splash. We could like definitely splash Bellowing Aegisaur off of a New Horizons and a Plains and not feel too upset about that. So that's something to keep in mind if we end up in green. Okay. So March of the Drowned is great if you end up in a pirate deck, and I think we can. This came back to us, of course. We do have 2 sorceries for what that's worth, but Brazen Buccaneers is okay, but I think I'm going to take March of the Drowned here. Cut black. I think here, instead of taking another black card, especially this one, which is only going to be good if we have like 7+ pirates, I think I'm going to take a Windstrider here, which is a merfolk. So that works with our Shaper Apprentice, and it's just an okay card. It's not excellent, certainly, but it's fine. Okay, so that is a very late rigging runner. I don't like Pirate's Prize a whole lot. It's just kind of clunky and slow. I'm thinking I'm going to take this rigging runner and see what happens here. It's definitely the best card in that pack. Blue's the only color that seems to like be open for sure. Okay, so this has good pirate payoffs. If we end up with enough pirates, it can be pretty good. Raider's Wake isn't a card I like very much. It's just hard to make sure that it's always doing something. If you get it at certain stages of the game, it's just utterly useless. We'll take Siren's Ruse, and we'll take a Wily Goblin, who is a pirate and helps you fix. Okay, so what's going on? What was going on there? I don't really know. So, so far we have 1 pirate. Oh, well, there's a reason to go into pirates. That card is very, very, very strong. Getting it back with March of the Drowned also seems hilarious. So I think we take it. Perilous Voyage, I wouldn't mind coming back. Neither would I mind if Shaper Apprentice came back. Black cards here aren't especially good. And there's another rigging runner, I guess, if that happens. But let's take the Siren. Ooh, the blue, black, gold card. I think we probably want it. It's a pirate. It cares about treasure. There are other good cards in this pack. Seeker's Squire is good. Another Shaper Apprentice wouldn't be bad. This can be good, especially with an effect like Dreamcaller Sirens. It can be good. But I think I'm going to take the black, blue, gold card here. The Deadeye Plunderers. Yeah. Right now we only have 1 other card that makes treasure, so that's worth keeping in mind. So Sailor Means is nice, and it's a pirate, and this is an okay pirate too, and this is a solid card, but we're taking Air Elemental. You know, doesn't have a useful creature type or anything, but it's a big, huge creature that is very efficient at what it does. Just compare it to Windstrider, for example. Windstrider may end up getting cut now. It doesn't seem like we're going to be super merfolky, but I could be wrong. So Siren's Ruse will be good with Dreamcaller Siren. And that's really it so far, but we may pick up other reasons to play it. But yeah, we definitely want pirates. This is a good payoff. This is a good payoff. And we definitely want treasure for our plunderers. This for now, I think I'm going to stick over there. I might play Shaper Apprentice either way just because 2-drops are important and I don't have a lot of those yet. Oh, favorable wins. I have a hard time saying no to favorable wins, but I'm going to have to do it. I do love that deck, and I still haven't drafted it. And we do have 2 flyers, but that's not really enough. I'm just going to take Stormfleet Spy, which is an excellent card anyway. And it's a pirate, so we definitely need some more low drops to really be rating. But it works well with Siren's Ruse as well. Yeah, so we'll take the Spy here. Sailor of Means, Prosperous Pirates. Which do I want more? I kind of, you know, I do like the Pirates, but it's actually better in a less piratey deck. The Prosperous Pirates, where you're trying to ramp into something big. I'm not sure our deck's going to be doing that, so I think I'm just going to take this guy who makes treasure. Which, by the way, we can definitely play this Aegisaur now. We'll be able to splash it without very much difficulty. We could even think about splashing Savage Stomp for sure. Black, by the way, does not seem ultra open, so we could still end up going another route, I guess. Kopala and Deeproot Waters. No, not for us. I think we probably want Wanted Scoundrels, though. It's such a swingy card. Like, if you play it and it sticks, you're going to win the game. If you play it and your opponent kills it immediately, they're probably going to win the game. But I think I'm okay with that. Our deck needs 2 drops anyway. We need to be able to trigger raid early for some of our cards and stuff like that. So, Wanted Scoundrels it is. This is a fun card, but I don't think it's actually that good in limited. I think we take Siren Lookout here. I do like Direfleet Hoarder. It makes treasure, but this is a very strong card. How many flyers are we up to? Do we take that Favorable Winds if it comes back? I don't think so. All right. Well, we're just going to take another pirate here and Shipwreck Looter. So March of the Drowned is going to be good. I would take like 2 copies of it now. We passed a couple early because we weren't sure we would get here, but now I want it. Drawing 2 pirates for 1 black mana seems pretty sweet. So we could think about splashing Savage Stomp. Though, admittedly, it's not going to be great in our deck. We don't have enough creatures who are just, like, monstrous and can fight really well. But it's worth thinking about. We're definitely splashing the Aegisaur, though. I don't need to think about that, really. Okay, I think I'd rather have a Shaper Apprentice than a Queen's Bay Soldier here. Yeah, I mean, we're going to end up with a few Merfolk. So, and Queen's Bay Soldier, we're not a vampire deck, so we don't really care about that creature type. Okay, do we want a 3rd Shaper Apprentice or our first Deadeye Tormentor? Maybe we want the Tormentor. Let's do it. It's a pirate. Let's take all the pirates, okay? We'll take a 2nd March of the Drowned now over a Blight Keeper. Here, well, I'm going to take this. I don't think we're going to end up with enough, but I'm going to see. We have 2 Shaper Apprentices, which sort of count. Siren Lookout, Dreamcaller Siren, and Air Elemental. That's like 5. That's not enough. That is not enough. Now I guess I'll take Prosperous Pirates. Seems like we care about the fixing at least. God, Merfolks are open, huh? I guess polar for Merfolk is Merfolk, but you know what I'm saying. That is a good card in that deck. Okay. I think we take another Ruthless Knave. There's also a Pirate's Cutlass, which I would love. There's also a Vanquish the Weak. What do we want? I just don't know. There's a lot of good cards in this pack for us. I think we probably want the Knave. We have lots of ways of making treasure, and we have some payoffs for making treasure. I would love a Cutlass, though. I would love a Cutlass. I would love a Vanquish the Weak. Let's see if we can get any of that, but for now, let's just take another good pirate. Bishop of the Bloodstain, that's not for us. We'll take another Siren Lookout, though, over Siren's Ruse, which is fine, but I think I only want 1 copy, and it may even get cut. So, yeah. Do we take another Sailor of Means, or do we want Perilous Voyage? Or Desperate Castaways, I guess. I think we kind of need a way to interact. We don't really have ways to do that at this point, and that's not so good. So I think I'm going to take the removal. Well, not removal, but the bounce spell. Tempest Caller. You are not a pirate, but you're really good. So I'm going to take you. Tapping down all my opponent's stuff is good. Works with my Shaper Apprentices too, because she's also a Merfolk. definitely not going to get there on enough flyers for favorable wins, sadly, but that's probably okay. Blue-black having no problem splashing is such a weird feeling. I think I want Stormfleet Spy over the Heartstopper here. Drawing cards. We don't have a ton of removal, but we have lots of ways to like grind out value between Explore, the 2 Stormfleet Spies, and our 2 March of the Drowns, and our Charter Course, so we can like outcard our opponent. You know, we can like double block and kill something, and then be like March of the Drowned, and you know, get ahead in that manner. So that's good. Pirate's Cutlass would still be something I'd love to see. I would definitely end up cutting. Like, these are probably like close to getting cut in our deck now because we don't really have that many. Ooh, Daring Saboteur. I love that card. And I haven't gotten to play with it yet, but it is very, very good because in the early game, it's an attacker. It has a useful creature type, and then in the late game, it becomes unblockable and can help you loot. It can help you loot early, too, if it can get through. So, yeah, I think I'm probably cutting you guys. And I'm going to take this Daring Saboteur. Sleek Schooner also worth looking at, by the way. But the Saboteur is better. Definitely not enough flyers for favorable wins, sadly. Just 2. Basically. Yeah. Well, we have these 2 as well. That's 4. But you need like 7 or more, and ideally like 10. Our Siren's Ruse is probably going to make the cut. All our creatures with Raid benefit from it. This benefits from it. We can use its trigger twice if we exile it with the Perilous Voyage. Not Perilous Voyage. Siren's Ruse. And we'll get to draw a card because we have tons of pirates. In most cases, when we use it, we'll get to draw the extra card, which is another way we can grind out value. So, yeah, I like the look of this deck. Oh my god. Fell Flagship. Yes, please. Pirate payoff at rare. Am I the only person in Pirates? Maybe. I was sad about not getting a Cutlass, but I would definitely rather have Fell Flagship than a Cutlass. So that'll work out for me. For sure. Kind of funny having this Age of Sword in here, but there's like literally no reason for me not to play it. I have several ways of making treasure. And it's a great card, so it just feels this is like what you do in a green deck usually. Like, yeah, I'm gonna splash this off-color, very good card. Okay, so do I like Siren Lookout or Direfleet Hoarder more? I think I like the Lookout more. Lookout's Dispersal also we're thinking about with all the pirates we have. I do kind of hate counter magic that gets, you know, in the late game it won't do anything a lot of the time. Pretty good though, but I think I'm going to take a Lookout. I like the Lookout a lot. And maybe I'm trying to see if I can squeeze favorable wins into my deck, okay? I don't think we can, but... Ooh, Cutlass came back. So if I were really trying to squeeze favorable wins into my deck, I would take this, but I'm going to do the smart thing and take the Cutlass. Another Siren's Ruse. I guess we can have it in the sideboard in the event our opponent has like a million removal spells. Sailor Means probably won't make the cut. I have to look at whether or not I can actually fix well. I'll take a Shorekeeper. Yeah, we got super late Rigging Runners, which is really strange to me. It's actually, I think it's a better card than people are thinking. A 2/2 with First Strike is relevant like at most stages of the game because it can at least hold back some attackers and just sort of keep your opponent from being able to do anything. So what are we going to cut from this thing? And how many sources of treasure do we have? Also known as white mana. This isn't our source of treasure, so it doesn't count. 2 Sailors of Means do... Actually, I guess I didn't end up with that many sources of treasure in the end. We have Prosperous Pirates, Deadeye Plunderers, and 2 Sailor of Means. Oh, and 2 Ruthless Knaves. They do have to sacrifice things, but, you know, sometimes that's what you got to do. I've had this actually be pretty good in Black-White Vampires, where I've had like 1,000,000 tokens and I can just cash them in. But what do I cut? I don't think we cut the Aegisaur. I guess maybe I could think about cutting 1 March of the Drowned. The one big downside about March of the Drowned is in the early game, you don't really want it at all. So having 2 copies can make you draw it, and it's just like, I'd rather have a creature, you know? So I think I am going to cut that. I might cut Deadeye Tormentor. I'm not a huge fan. I'd rather draw a card than make my opponent discard one. So yeah, we're going to do that. I guess we could think about Siren's Ruse, but it seems like we can make more treasure. We can tap things down. We can draw cards. We can tap things down. We can draw cards. Like, there's too many good things we can do. So maybe we cut, like, a Sailor of Means. I mean, I feel like we have enough white sources that I can probably afford to cut Sailor of Means. I'm probably going to run 1 Plains as well, which I can draw into with Chart a Course and stuff. So yeah, let's cut one of those. Maybe a Lookout after all the lookouts I took. Could also just be Shipwreck Looter. I kind of feel like I need that 2-drop though. Much of my 2-drops aren't creatures. Should I cut a Lookout? I feel like that's better than any of this stuff. I mean, I'm actually going to cut the Prosperous Pirates. They make treasure and all, but they're like such a late game play. So what have I reduced my white sources to? Ruthless Knave and Sailor of Means and Deadeye Plunderer. So that's still 4. That's plenty. And yeah, I think I'll run 1 Plains. There could be something to be said for just not running one though, honestly. I just have to draw one of my 4 cards that makes treasure. Let's not do it and see if that's a doable thing in this format. I feel like it is. Yeah, I don't think we actually want... I think 10-7 is probably better. Black is sort of our supporting color. We're mostly all about the blue. So, all right. I think that is our deck. So, see you guys in the first match.
Hello, everyone. We're going to the first match of an not Ether Revolt. Wow, I'm like way behind. Ixalan Draft. Ooh, no blue mana, huh? Yeah, we're going to send this back. I mean, we just have all blue cards and no blue mana. Right, this one is better. I'm going to put that on the bottom because what we really need is lands. We're not going to get to loot for our Shipwreck Looter because we won't be able to activate Raid, but we will probably for our Spy. Okay, well, we hit black mana, which I'm happy about. So yeah, I'm going to play the Looter. Like, if my opponent plays a creature I can trade with by attacking with this, that's absolutely what I do. And then play the Spy to draw a card. I mean, I could also think about playing the Lookout since it has flying, but... Alright, well, just getting in for 2 also works for me. Even if my opponent has a spell that kills it, you still get the raid trigger as long as you get to the point where you're attacking. And we did, and we actually got to do 2 damage as well. So, yeah, I think we play Stormfleet Spy, draw our card, which is another Siren Lookout, which I'm not unhappy about. Okay. All right. I think I attack with both. Maybe I just attack with the Spy, I guess. Yeah, let's just attack with the Spy. So vampires is probably what we're dealing with here. All right, we get in for the 2. And I think I want to play a lookout. And what happens? Ooh, yeah, we'll leave that on top. Drawing more cards sounds good to me. And we also have a 2-3 now, so that's all good news. We have Tempest Caller for an Alpha Strike later, which is good. So yeah. Have our Knave too, of course, but I think just playing the evasive threats is better right now. Opponent is Abzan Vampires. I'm sure they're just splashing green for something. I don't know what, though. What could it be? It could be Vraska, unfortunately. Okay, New Horizons. Vraska would be really bad news. That's definitely something worth splashing, though. In splashing green for. Trying to think if there's any other like super bomby things that you would want to splash. I mean, there are some, but so I think I'd probably attack with my lookout this turn and then play the next Stormfleet Spy. Yeah, I think that's my plan. Although playing this makes it seem like black is actually the splash. And this. So black is actually the splash here. So they could be splashing it for Vona or the black, white, gold card or something. There are lots of options. Really? You just want to gain life? You're tapped out. This is a 2-3. I'm definitely blocking. Okay. That was strange. But I'm not unhappy about it. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna play the Spy. Attack with the lookout again in the sky. Drop our opponent to 16. And yeah, play this Spy. And this land, and in my turn. 1, 2, 4, 5. So if they do have Vraska, they're not that far from casting it. So I hope it's not Vraska. Although, the good news is we have Tempest Caller, which will basically allow us to kill Vraska. Yeah, it will. So I guess it could be worse. They'll definitely kill our flyer, but then we can play the Caller, tap down their guys, and just destroy Vraska. Drover of the Mighty. So opponent is trying to ramp into something scary, which I'm not looking forward to. Okay. That's pretty good. So we're drawing tons of cards, which is awesome. So I'm going to attack with the Siren Lookout here, and that's all. I mean, I could attack with both Spies, I guess. That doesn't really seem worth it, though. They would, like, kill it with a Vampire and the Diviner. I guess they would have to lose one of these, though, but... So opponent goes to 14, and we're going to chart a course now, and then play one of these 3 drops, or maybe something that we draw. We draw lands. I think I play another flyer here. Pressure in the air. All right. Well, that one's only a 1-2, but that's okay. So our opponent has 2, 3, 4, 5. This basically makes this 4 mana, actually. So let's say 4, 5, 6, 7. They have... I guess they only have 7. Oh, no, they have 8 mana. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought they had more. So they could be about to play the freaking dinosaur 7/6 guy, which would be bad. We could kill it in combat, but at great cost, certainly. Wouldn't mind my vehicle that pumps all my pirates. So if we play Tempest Caller, we can swing for 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 already. So that's good news. We should probably, depending on what crazy thing our opponent does here. Aw, that's not that crazy, but it is good. It is good. Slows us down between the life gain and shutting down basically my best attacker right now. Okay. Oh, interesting. Well, I don't think I do anything with it right this second. I think I just attack. I can play my Ruthless Knave and make some treasure. So if I draw my dinosaur, I'll be able to play it. So we'll attack for 1. Because I may as well sacrifice this. I could use Perilous Voyage on it. And if that was going to like give me lethal damage or something, I would do it. But it's also, if I can't kill them that turn, they also get to gain the life again. So it's not exactly what I want. But yeah, I'll play the Knave here. Our first black card of the whole game. And at the end of my opponent's turn, I'll probably use the Lookout. I'll use Perilous Voyage if I have to. I mean, when I say use the Lookout, I mean make treasure with it. So opponent still has actually a ton of mana available to them. So, because they can untap this, and so they had 4 mana there. So the combination of these two is pretty gross. I've pulled it off once, and it was pretty fun. Yeah. So 3, 4, 6, 9, 11. Not quite enough. But I think we leave mana up for Perilous Voyage here until the end of my opponent's turn because they could try to use a trick or a fight spell or something, and that's where Perilous Voyage can really shine, when you actually trade a card instead of just bouncing something. Obviously, adding Scry 2 is pretty great, but we'll only get that, well, if we bounce 3 of their things right now, we get it. So if they play a trick on one of them or something, we would get to Scry 2, which is pretty close to drawing a card with the amount. That's a good card selection. It's a very powerful card selection. Now they're adding a ton of mana to their mana pool, which Perilous Voyage is also good at punishing if they play a big thing here. And it looks like they are 8 mana. Ooh, that's gross. What do I do here? Can't Perilous Voyage my own creatures, sadly. I think we probably just lose since they're resolving this, honestly. Like, our deck, we just lose everything we have. We can make some treasure, but that's it. I mean, I guess I'll try to do something here. They are killing all of their creatures too, is worth noting. So there's that, but it's pretty bad news. So everything's dead, and they still have a 7/7. We do have a Perilous Voyage, but yeah, losing all of that is not so good. Ooh, that's pretty good. It is a large-ish Deadeye Plunderers. 5/5 right now. Already almost big enough to tangle with Wakening Sun's Avatar. Definitely don't want to bounce Wakening Sun's Avatar, though. Opponent did lose a bunch of mana there, too. So we're not completely screwed, is what I'm saying. So, yeah, we'll take 7. So I could. Oh no, I can't make a treasure. I could, but it would be pointless. It would only net me 1 treasure by sacrificing a treasure. So it would net me 0 treasures, is what I mean. I'd still have 2. Well, we know our opponent has Awakening Sun's Avatar now. We need to be careful not to overextend now that we have that information. Well, there's our Aegisaur. I have to lose a treasure to play it, which will make this a 4/4, but I'll also have a 3/5 that can... I think it's probably worth playing the dinosaur. Yeah, it is. And Aegisaur. We can now double block and kill him, so that's nice. And both our guys will not die. I'm guessing, I don't know what they'll kill, actually. They could kill a lot of things. I would definitely double block him. If my opponent tries to use a trick, I guess I would then use Perilous Voyage, because at least I get to keep my Aegisaur that way, instead of losing both my creatures. And they also have to kill their Diviner. So, yeah. Our deck, you know, the longer this game goes, I think we have our chances of winning go a little lower, because we just don't have... Our deck's basically an aggro deck, and we do have, like, Air Elemental. We have some big things that we can get into play and kill our opponent with in the air, at least, but... Yeah. Gonna kill Plunderers, it looks like. Looks like they're probably gonna use a trick, which, like I said, yeah, it works out for me because they're not even gonna be able to cast this turn, by the way. So we bounce that. They lose their trick and they can't recast their avatar, and we can actually swing pretty hard on our turn. Then he can recast the avatar, but it will kill his creature, and it will kill one of my creatures as well, but my Aegisaur will stay alive. So there's that. You could have something else to play, of course. All right. Land. Okay, so we're going to attack with both. Yeah, no reason to make treasure. I probably will in response to the avatar, because why not? But drop our opponent to 12. 2, 4, 5. Actually, they need another land even to play the avatar again. Should have bounced it earlier when my opponent was lower on mana, probably. Although we didn't really have a board to take advantage of that at all. So I'm just going to keep this land in my hand. Hope my opponent doesn't have an 8th mana, so that we can continue to build our advantage here on the board before they... Oh, they got it. I mean, we are going to make treasure in response, because there's like no reason not to, but it's not great. We can make, yeah, 2 treasures, which will be good if we draw our other Ruthless Knave or something. Vanquish the weak. That's mean. Okay. My poor dinosaur that would have survived Awakening Sun's Avatar being cast. He can't cast his avatar now, though, and that's not a bad thing. Yeah. All right. Ugh. That's less than ideal. Especially because we know Awakening Sun's Avatar will be joining us soon. We can get in for a bunch here, but... So we'll drop our opponent to 4 if they don't have a kill spell here. They might. Looks like they got something. If they have the kill spell, like, it doesn't really matter. We couldn't have done anything on this turn anyway. Oh, he's just going to block. Or are you not going to block? Just take 4. If I were him, I probably would have just taken the 8, played his dino, killed this. This would stay alive. I think that's what I would have done there. But that does keep our opponent at much higher life, for what that's worth. Yeah, we'll end our turn. We are in trouble. That is for sure. Because the Avatar is coming back. Makes me wish I'd taken a counter spell. I think I might have one on my sideboard. But it makes me really wish I had the really good pirate counter spell. Yeah. 7/7. Of course. Of course, Fell Flagship shows up now. Alright. Well, I don't really want to play my Tempest Caller. I could, but it won't really accomplish anything. I think I'm just going to take the 7 to my face here. I'll play it when I have to chump block, but that's it, basically. Only scenario where I'll play it. It's also a good card to not show your opponent if you're not going to win anyway, because they'll play much more conservatively if they realize you have this, and that's not usually good if you want to kill your opponent with it. Oh, too bad I don't have another pirate in play anymore. Okay. Now we do have to play it. I think there's enough. There's not a great chance we win, but there is a chance we win, and because of that I'm going to play Tempest Caller here. Just as a chump blocker. All right, and then we have Dreamcaller Siren if we want it. We drew like our 2 awesome pirate rares after we ran out of pirates. All right. We have to block, basically. That doesn't look good. Nope. It's not. It's not good. I mean, we are showing our opponent everything, which is a little less than ideal, but what the hell. All right, we lose. Drew too many lands there, and our opponent's Awakening Sun's Avatar was just a beating. Like, most decks have a few dinosaurs in it. We have 1, so that doesn't work so well. Do we not have any kind of counterspell at all on our sideboard? I don't think we do, which is really sad here because it would be awesome. The games are going to go long, it looks like, and March of the Drowned can help us sort of grind out a little more value. But, I don't know what I would cut, though. Like, all of these things are things that I want. So, yeah, let's just roll this back out there. I could think about Wanted Scoundrels, I guess. Our opponent does have a decent amount of removal, but they also don't have a lot of big creatures early that can actually kill it in combat, so... Yeah, the one thing, our deck is sweet in terms of pirate synergy, but it's definitely lacking in removal. So that is, we're just trying to outcard people instead of actually killing their creatures. Okay, I do think this is a keep. I would love to draw a Swamp. But even if we don't, it's an okay hand. Because, yeah, if we play turn 2 Wanted Scoundrels, that can give us a pretty great lead. This could end up very, very bad if we don't draw a 3rd land at all. But, that won't happen, right? We draw our lands last game. That'll happen again. We did it. Okay. We're doing it. It is a little dangerous, especially against Awakening Sun's Avatar. We can protect it to some extent with Siren's Ruse, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, if we're giving our opponent ramp and they're just like, you know, Awakening Sun's Avatar on turn 5 because they can do it, we're not in great shape. But I may start trying to protect him with Siren's Ruse. I'm going to play Siren Lookout this turn for sure. But after that, I may be a little more cautious, depending on what the board looks like. Obviously, if my scoundrels aren't even good on the board, I'm not going to worry about saving it. Though preventing my opponent from getting treasure and drawing a card is pretty good value. So it's worth thinking about either way, I think. But yeah, there's Drover of the Mighty. I could use Perilous Voyage on that. I'm going to attack first. Should I use Perilous Voyage? I don't think so. I think it's probably better to just play the Lookout. All right, what do we have? A land. So, okay, they've got 4 mana now. This is such a crazy swinging card. Like, people can't kill it, they lose. If they kill it, they probably win. That's kind of how it works. It is a little worse. I mean, a little better against like aggro decks, and it's at its worst definitely in against this sort of deck. So we can actually get some good value here if we attack, and they block with their Drover trying to kill this. I can then bounce the Hammer Skull, and this dies, which is pretty sweet. So we're definitely going to attack into this and see what our opponent does. All right. We have drawn all lands, basically, as I thought might be a possibility. So we're going to attack with both. Unfortunately, bouncing this won't let us scry with our Voyage, but that's probably okay. And then if they just take it, I'd probably play another Lookout instead of leaving mana up for one of these. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Okay, we're gonna... which one do I want to kill more? Now that I'm thinking about it. This way I get to scry, which is probably worth it. Yeah, let's do it. Put you on the bottom. You seem fine. We'll be able to loot, so. And the Hammer Skull is dead. And we have mana up for Siren's Ruse as well, which certainly doesn't hurt. Our Siren-themed deck, basically. Opponent playing slow, I just noticed that. If we get to a next game, timeout is a real possibility. That is not good. Okay. Well, our opponent has some sweet dinosaurs, man. I'm telling you. All right, so let's attack with our Lookout, since that's basically all we can do. All we should do. So do I play the Lookout number 2 here, or do I play Shipwreck Looter? I want to leave mana up for Siren's Ruse here, I think. So I think I'm actually going to play another Siren Lookout. Yeah. That is what we'll do. All right. This deck does draw a lot of cards, which, as I've mentioned, I'm a fan of. I'm hoping he tries to use like a kill spell, and that I can get do some Siren's Ruse action to save my scoundrels and draw a card. But we'll have to see. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to take 4 to the face here for sure. So Could always block and use Siren's Ruse. I mean, that's not the worst, but I'd rather use it to trade for an actual card. Becomes a 2-for-1 if I do that, basically, and I think that's a reasonable plan. All right. Spike-tailed Ceratops. That's kind of a problem. I'm not normally afraid of that card, but on this board, ugh, the lands are real, man. Okay, so let's attack with both of these. I probably should attack with my Scoundrels, actually. Because my opponent could have tried blocking. No, it probably wasn't worth it. Let's loot. We have plenty of lands to discard. Okay. That is pretty helpful. 4, 5, 6, 8 is all we can do right now, though. We take another 4 here. I don't know. Forcing another game does seem like a challenge with the power our opponent is showing us. So we could use Tempest Caller and trigger its ability a second time, potentially at least. That's not terrible, but it's also not great. I probably should have played it there, though. And no, because I wouldn't have been able to attack even if I used Siren's Ruse, so never mind. We'll get it in for 2, drop our opponent to 10. I'm probably going to block and use Siren's Ruse. Like, I could also just use it now to loot and draw a card. I might just do that. Let's just do that. I gotta draw something here that can make Tempest Caller like win me the game next turn, basically. Okay. That isn't bad. Neither is that. I think we play the Lookout. Let's see. So now we can swing. We're gonna have to block some, but we can swing for 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is lethal. But I'm gonna have to block like this with my Shipwreck Looter, so I won't have enough damage. So do I really want to draw Chart of Course? Because if I can't win next turn, I mean, I guess I do. Sure. Yeah, these dinosaurs, man, they're holding these pirates back. That's for sure. I mean, I guess I could just take everything except block this and win. But then if my opponent has anything to pump his guys, we're screwed. Okay, so I'm just going to take 8. I don't have to block. And I won't. Because I could win with Tempest Caller now. We can do 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, exactly 10 if Tempest Caller does what it's supposed to. And our opponent doesn't have any way to interact with our board. It's asking a lot, but it is possible. Okay, so Tempest Caller it is. I mean, I think we should just go for the kill. I mean, we can definitely survive a little bit longer. If we don't. But I feel like we lose. It's a losing battle in the long run. Because, yeah, if I attack with everything here, he just swings back and I die. Is it safer maybe to Maybe just attack for 6, and then I have lethal in the air for next turn. That might be safer, and I can also play Sailor of Means to protect me. Do I go for the kill or play it safe? I think we play it safe, unfortunately. Like, it's percentages here. Like, my opponent has 2 cards in their hand. How likely are they things that can mess me up? There's a decent chance. So, I think keeping... I won't have lethal in the air, though, anymore, because I'll have to block. I have to block basically everything. So, I mean, Tempest Caller can block, of course. Okay, so if I attack with both of these, leave these 3 flyers back, and then I have Sailor of Means and Tempest Caller in play. I have to block with the Tempest Caller and the Sailor of Means, and that is not enough to save me. I'll have to block with one of these as well, so let's just go for it. Could end badly, but I think we have the best chance of winning just going for it here. All right, well, did a lot of thinking there that made it so we don't have as much of a time advantage, but it worked out in the end. Opponent almost bluffed us out there. I was definitely scared. All right, let's just roll this back out there. All right, this looks like a solid hand to me. Early looter, early fell flagship. Chart of Course is great. This deck is really fun, even if we sort of get run over by dinosaurs. I've liked all the value in it, just like Value City. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. I think we probably play the looter and then probably the spy, but we'll see what happens. Pillar of Origins. That card doesn't scare me a ton, mostly because I know my opponent can only use it to cast creature spells, and I think that weakens it considerably. Alright, so we're going to play Shipwreck Looter here. So we could play Fell Flagship next turn and make this a 3-1, depending on what our opponent does. They did ramp. I mean, they can play a 4-drop here if it's a dinosaur. So that's kind of gross, but we have stuff going on over here. It is a dinosaur. Ripjaw Raptor. Great. You're down much earlier this time than you were last time. What's that about? Well, so much for looting or drawing a card, I mean. Okay. Well, I think I just played the flagship now. And in my turn, our opponent's Ripjaw Raptor and Awakening Sun's Avatar have not been our friends. We take 4 here. That one's not normally scary, but just like it was earlier, it's pretty great against our deck because our deck just doesn't have guys big enough to contend with that. That will help, though. Yes, it will. Okay. I'm going to play the Cutlass and attach it to my looter. Probably have to block Ripjaw Raptor, which is unfortunate. Especially if our opponent has a trick or something. Then we're really screwed, but I think that's what we have to do. Because we got to get rid of it. It'll be easier for us to deal with this. The bad news is if our opponent has a trick, they kill this and they get their enrage trigger, and that's bad. So it may be better to just not block it right now and try to sort of establish board presence one or another. Like I can attack with this looter next turn and chart a course, and Stormfleet Spy can give me some serious value. So that's worth thinking about. Definitely worth thinking about. Why aren't you bigger? I mean, you know, you already pump basically all the creatures in my deck and make people discard cards, but that's not enough. They have their own Pirate's Cutlass. Of course they do. Jeez. That's not good. Yeah, that's really not good. Okay. I probably will block and kill the Ceratops if my opponent gives me that opportunity here. Maybe not. Maybe I just take 10. Let's just take 10. Let's do it. It's a little crazy, but I can play Stormfleet Spy and chart a course this turn. 2 charter courses if I want. And I can still survive. I do have to attack, obviously. And that's what we're going to do. We're definitely in the danger zone, but I feel like this has the best chance of getting us there. So we will chart a course. Ugh. I like March of the Damned, but not right there. Okay. Well, we obviously have to block the Raptor now, which will draw our opponent a card. If they have a trick, we're just dead. So this is a pretty good match, even if we're going to lose it, which looks very likely right now. I could crew my vehicle, but I at least can get this back with March of the Drowned. So we go to 2. Probably going to chart a course this turn without even attacking. That's probably the safest thing to do for me. Wouldn't mind drawing my Siren Stormcaller right now. I could play it, tap these down, keep getting in for damage without really having to worry as much as I have to right now. Be great. But I mean, our fail case here is play Siren Lookout. I mean, play Chart a Course and then Siren Lookout, which could be worse. Could be worse. Yeah, these pirates that do generate all this value, oh, that's not good. Are kind of nice in the sense that you know, you can sort of, you're going to draw way more cards than your opponent. You're going to get more incidental value. That's really not good. I think we're pretty much dead now. But they do have a hard time matching up with these dinos. Unless you get a bunch of flyers in play. Okay, so we're going to chart a course. Doubt that's going to help us, but... Okay, well, there's our friend Tempest Caller, but that's not going to get it done here. Yeah, we're just dead. We are dead, unfortunately. My record in this format is now a losing one, but hopefully we can improve that in the rest of the draft. I think our deck's pretty sweet. I mean, we just had to deal with Ripjaw Raptor and Awakening Sun's Avatar, which are both, you know, incredibly powerful. So I'll see you guys in the next match. Hello, everyone. We're going to the second match of a Ixalan Draft. I think this is a keep. It's a little slow, certainly, but We have both our colors, and we have stuff we can play in the relatively early game. So that's not bad. Ooh, Air Elemental. That would have been the kind of card that would have helped us a lot against those dinosaurs. Don't really want to draw it now. I said, ooh, like I'm excited to draw it here. I'm not. Yeah. They play an early, a 2-drop, but at least it's only the 1/2 version of itself. Okay. You have crew 3. I was thinking I might play the flagship next, but I think I'll probably just play the lookout next. Take 1 here. We're going to put that on the bottom. We don't really want that. Well, no. I mean, in the graveyard. It's not a scry. I guess it will give us some nice value later, but yeah, I'm just going to put it in the graveyard. I don't really want it. It's what I would like to draw on like turn 8. This is big enough to block both of these now without any problem, so that's nice. All right, they do that. So I think I attack and play my spy, who can also effectively block both of these. Dude, would like another island for this air elemental to get going. So we'll play Stormfleet Spy. There's the other island I wanted. So yeah, I can play Air Elemental next turn now, which is probably just what I'll do. Opponent does have a ton of mana right now, by the way. Yeah, we'll just take 2. I don't really feel like giving my opponent more mana. Okay, we're going to discard a Swamp. Okay. All right. So we're going to attack in the air and then just play Air Elemental. Yeah. I think that's just the best thing. I mean, it's huge. It can even block this. I could play Fell Flagship too, which would bounce both of these, but I don't think that's enough for me. The flagship will definitely come down at one point or another, but it's not. That point is not right now. So is our opponent splashing white? I guess they are. Dento Vanguard's an interesting thing to run. I mean, pirates do have access to so much treasure. I mean, we're splashing white, given what I just said. But we're only splashing it for one really powerful card, not for like a... You know, this is a good 2-drop, but it's not super exciting or anything. But yeah, we'll play Air Elemental here. And then next turn we can play like the Spy and the Scoundrels if we want to, or Fell Flagship. Which probably isn't a bad idea because we can start playing things and crewing it, although it can just die in combat right now, but that's probably okay. All right, I am going to trade my Spy for this. Could also block here and make my opponent pay life, but yeah, I'd rather just kill something, I guess. Well, that's kind of annoying. What do I discard? Maybe the Scoundrels. I think probably the Scoundrels. No, they can block pretty well. Maybe it's you, Ruthless Knave. Yeah, it probably is. All right, my opponent's trying to rein in my aggression here. I'm gonna attack with the 2/3, play Stormfleet Spy, and then probably play Wanted Scoundrels. right. And I'll end my turn there. The opponent has a lot of treasure, but their hand is empty, and that's good news for us, I think. We know their hand's empty now, so we can block a lot more courageously. Yeah, I was gonna say those attacks are not awesome. Okay, Perilous Voyage is not a bad thing to have. So we'll play our flagship, and I think we just attack with our Siren Lookout. Yeah. Is 3/3 big enough? No. Yeah, we'll attack with just a Lookout. Drop opponent to 11. Hold on to this land because we don't really need it anyway, and it makes it seem like we have even more going on than we do. And yeah, I'll end my turn. Bouncing this, especially after my opponent pays 4 to save it, and getting to scry 2 seems pretty reasonable. So that might be the route I decide to take with the Voyage. I think it's a pretty good route. My opponent probably just won't attack with that thing right now, though. Okay. All right. So we have Perilous Voyage to help bail us out if we decide that's what we need to do here. So I'm going to block with this. Actually, would I just rather do this? Yeah, probably would. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll do this. And we will do this. See what our opponent does. You're just, okay, that works for me. All right, we go to 8. Okay, so I can just go for the kill here. It's a little dangerous because my opponent could have something, but it's not like they can backswing and kill us. So I'm going to cast Perilous Voyage on the Squire here. And we're going to put both of those on the bottom, that's for sure. Okay, opponent scooped. All right. Yeah, we don't have a very good sideboard. Sailor of Means is probably like our best sideboard card. I guess Siren's Ruse isn't bad either against an opponent with a lot of removal. But this is a good blocker against certain decks, but I don't think we need more than one. I haven't seen our Daring Saboteur yet, which makes me sad. I love that card, and I haven't gotten to play it just yet. Okay, we're on the draw. I think on the draw I can keep this. I might just cast Chart of Course on turn 2 to try to smooth out my draw if I have to. But we'll just have to see. See how things are going. If I draw a third land, I'll probably hold off on casting it. If I don't draw a third land, I'll probably cast it. We did draw our third land. We've been pretty lucky with that. Keeping 2 landers has turned out well. Yeah, that early Vanguard is kind of a problem. Should I still cast Chart of Course now? I think I'm going to. Okay, so we're going to get rid of one of these. And end the turn. But yeah, this is a real problem. Like, we can't play anything that can block it well right now. Might just be better for us to go the aggressive route, play our flagship here, and then crew it. Try to start just crewing it. Ooh, their Chart of Course drew them what they wanted. Okay. Play the flagship. Yeah, I think I play the flagship. Because if my opponent isn't able to play a blocker this turn, I can play a creature, crew the flagship, and start making him discard cards, which isn't too bad. So we're going to go to 14. Okay. I can play the Cutlass eventually. Oh, opponent just decided to scoop. I guess they were stuck on 2 lands. I did not think there was a foregone conclusion I would win there, but apparently our opponent did. So back up to 50%, and hopefully we can get a couple packs here. So I'll see you guys in the final match. All right, we're going to the finals of an Ixalan Draft, trying to finish 2-1, which means we are 1-1 now. I think this is a solid hand. We're going to keep it. Having the Aegisaur in the opening hand isn't great. But this is another hand where we probably cast Chart of Course on turn 2 just to smooth out our draw. I mean, we also have early March of the Drowned, which isn't great. Neither of these are things I want really early. But Chart of Course will let me get some card selection and draw a card. I mean, it's pretty good just on 2 mana. If you can attack with it regularly, it's really good, and we've seen it be pretty good for us today. But yeah, we're gonna Chart of Course here. Probably discard the Aegisaur. I mean, we don't have a source of white mana right now, so yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Probably play the Lookout next so that I can loot with my Looter. Looter. I gave 2 cards in this set, Looter in their name for the first time in a long time, because we call this looting because of Merfolk Looter. Ooh. I was going to say that... this isn't great news to see like a hyper-aggressive deck. I think our deck is okay against it, but... and we can play 2 flyers unlike a lot of decks. Right. Get a land out of that, though. So I'll probably play Stormfleet Spy instead of the Looter now. Yeah, red-white dinosaurs is a little aggressive. What are you doing, cat? Come here. She has her, I don't know if you saw her, but she has her little vest on because she likes to go outside. She's not an outdoor cat, but I take her out on a little leash with her vest, and I just left it on her because it's kind of hilarious. I don't know if she agrees. She's kind of glaring at me right now. But anyway. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, we're gonna... We want to be looting here, so... Well, not looting. Drawing a card. Right. I mean, this is definitely a race we're going to lose, most likely, if it stays this way, but... We're going to play our Spy. Draw our card. Maybe 17 lands is too many in a deck with so much card draw and so much card selection. I didn't really think about it when I made the deck, but, you know, that's what the early stages of the limited format is good for. Like, you know, I feel like next time I build a deck with this many ways to draw cards, and that's not great news. Okay. With this many ways to draw cards, I think next time I would probably only run 16 lands. So we're going to attack. So we can loot. Okay, that's actually pretty good here. Let's lose an island. The reason it's good here is because it allows me to double block and kill this thing, and then I can get back both creatures with March of the Drowned. Yeah. Of course, my opponent has a trick, which is decently... There's a good chance that I have a trick in a deck with... Yeah, especially because I just played that thing. If they have a trick, we are going to get destroyed if we double block this guy. So I think maybe we just take the 7 here. And maybe we make them use the trick. It's not like I can't get them back, right? So let us block. probably going to go badly. Our opponent sort of telegraphed what they were doing, but I think making them use the card is probably worth it. Oh, that's a gross dual shot. Okay. All right, so both those guys die, and they're not getting rid of the creature they blocked, unfortunately for me. Okay. Okay. I think we attack with our 1/2 again, so we can chart a course. And then I probably cast March of the Drown to get back both of these and cast them again. Oh, I can't do all of that in one turn. But that's okay, I think. Kind of like our deck feels like it's like not aggressive enough to beat the really aggressive decks, and it can't go big enough to beat like the ramp decks, which is not a great place to be, but that's what it's felt like. Granted, it's 3 games, it's a small sample size, it's hard to sort of reach any sort of conclusion, but yeah. So we will chart a course. Okay. Then I will cast March of the Damned to get these both back. And I will recast Ruthless Knave. Maybe this time we can actually take down the Horncrest. God. This is going to end badly, but we have to keep trying. Really need our bounce spell to combat these tricks. Gross. That's so gross. Yeah, we're destroyed. We've pretty much lost this game. I don't think we have any way to come back in it anymore. But I'll draw my card at least. But it's going to be very difficult. Yeah, I'm just going to scoop. No reason to keep going there. Yeah, that was some gross stuff. They have tons of tricks. I wish I had... I mean, Siren's Ruse isn't bad against tricks, but it's not that good either. Yeah, we don't have really anything. Maybe another flyer is not a bad idea, just because of that freaking Menace flyer. And I could cut, like, maybe just the Aegisaur, yeah. Let's do that. We never really got to play it. We played it once, but it didn't really do anything. Right, this is another keep. I mean, it's interesting because I really don't feel like the games have gone like terribly for us. You know, like we've gotten the cards that we want, and yet we still haven't done super well, which may not bode well for the Pirate deck, especially against the faster decks and the decks that can go bigger. It's sort of a mid-rangey kind of deck, and that is not as good. But we're gonna chart a course here, and we're gonna discard an island, and I'll end my turn. Play Sailor of Means next, mostly because I want to set up being able to draw a card with my Spy. Well, there's Perilous Voyage. That can be great. That will be great for us against people who are trying to... Oh, God, I played the wrong card because I was talking. It's not a huge deal, you know, just a little one. But it will be good against the tricks is what I was trying to say. But, yeah, that was ugly. God, they're going to play their... Oh, no, just that. Is that all? I attack into that. I mean, I'm sure my opponent blocks it, but if they don't, we get a little bit of value. We can also use Siren's Ruse on it just to draw 2 cards here, which isn't the worst. But I think I'll play Sailor of Means instead, which still allows me to leave up mana for Siren's Ruse.
But yeah, I would have drawn the extra card there off of Stormfleet Spy if I'd played that, which is what I meant to do. Damn, they have 2 Unknown Shores. That's their sources of white mana right now. That at least slows them down considerably. Ranging Raptors, okay. Ooh, I think I'm just going to play Elemental for now, but yeah, we're going to have a nice Dreamcaller Siren turn in the future. Just play my Air Elemental and end the turn. Flashing this in to kill the 2/2 with Menace would make me so happy after what that thing did to us in game 1. Wouldn't even kill either of our flyers because they're both so big. This can block flyers, it just can't block non-flyers. We definitely take 2 here from the Raptors. We don't really want to ramp our opponent or give them easier access to white mana or anything. It's worth paying 2 life a turn to prevent that. And he could easily have a trick. We saw that they have tricks out the wazoo earlier, so we do not really want to set things up. Okay. Yeah, I think I just attack with that. Things can go way too wrong. Dual shot alone would make this too big for me to be happy about. So yeah, we'll attack with the air Elemental. That is a good thing to bounce with Perilous Voyage, though. So I might actually cast Siren's Ruse here, basically as draw 2 cards. I think I will. Still leaves me enough mana for Dreamcaller Siren, so I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'm just gonna draw 2 cards here. Yeah, I think leaving mana up for both of these, whichever one I decide I want to do, is probably the best plan. So, do I want to cast Dreamcaller Siren here? I think we probably do. So we'll tap both of these down. We don't have mana for Perilous Voyage now, but that's okay. Okay, Pillar of Origins. Dinosaurs, I'm guessing. Yeah, now they have the white mana they wanted. And there's that too. So I think I probably just leave mana up again and plan on... Yeah, I think I just stack with everything here. Although getting in for 1 more damage probably really isn't worth it. So yeah, we'll just attack with those. Alright, drops our opponent to 9. And yeah, we'll leave up mana for Perilous Voyage and Windstrider. We can do both. And playing Windstrider is lethal for our opponent, so that's not bad. Dual shot. Just trying to pump your guy, huh? So it appears. Nope, they got something else for me. Dual shot number 2? Yeah. Kills my spy. I think if he attacks, I'm going to declare blockers first on the Deeproot Champion, and then use Perilous Voyage if that's what I have to do. Oh,
Well, now he's using Dowsing Dagger. I'm just going to bounce whatever he equips that to now. I still get my plants. Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. Now that our opponent's tapped out, there's no reason for me to show him anything other than my Windstrider here. So far, he's like, my opponent doesn't have any ways to interact with me at instant speed. And he's almost right. I don't have many, but I do have one, and I want him to think I have none. Why block like that? Oh, because I don't want to give him the... Yeah. Cat with its scratching post, if you can hear that. All right. Go, Windstrider. That is lethal in the air now. Yeah, why not? Play the flagship. See what nice thing they said to me. And that's what happens when you draw 0 land. Yes, it is. That is true. But you do 4. No. That's why Unknown Shores isn't awesome. Like, I'd almost rather have, like, 2 planes than what... I mean, our opponent is splashing a 3rd color, but filter lands aren't as good as people usually think they are. People overrate them all the time. I mean, yeah, if you're desperate for fixing for an off-color bomb, it's nice. But it basically makes all your off-color spells cost 1 more mana. That's like one way to look at it. At the cost of being able to produce the mana of the right color. And that just slows you down huge, like, massively. And that's what they did to our opponent. They couldn't play more than, like, 1 green spell a turn because they had to tap so much of their land. Spreading Rot can blow up their Dowsing Dagger when it flips, but yeah, I don't think we care. Okay, this is not a fast hand, which concerns me some against an opponent like our opponent, but I think I'm going to keep it anyway. We can do it. All right, lands. 2 Siren Lookouts can block that stupid thing, but yeah, I don't know. Pillar of Origins, okay. Hopefully they don't ramp into a turn 3 Ripjaw Raptor like our last opponent. Oh no, he chose humans. Nice. Okay, we still have nothing, but I guess we'll play Ruthless Knave next turn. It is the largest thing. Opponent has basically 5 mana to play dinosaurs right now, so that's a little scary. Or actually humans. I forgot it was humans. Okay, they hit the mountain. I think I play the Lookout. It actually has a chance to block and kill this if exploring gives it a counter, whereas this can't do that. And if I draw a land, that means I'm closer to Windstrider, which I'm also cool with. So we did it, and I think we just... Do we leave that on top? Or do we... It's not awesome, but it's not bad either. But I kind of want more lands. I can get it back later if I want it. I'm going to block this. Opponent could have dual shot or something, but that's a 2-for-1. He could have a trick. He does have a trick. Not an amazing one, though. It just gets... It is a 2-for-1, basically, but they can't recast the spell this turn. I know. I'm a terrible, terrible father. Anyway, so we drew Dreamcaller Siren. I don't think we actually want to play it yet, though. We want to build up our board a little more so we can set up like a more powerful turn, but maybe we do. I don't know. It is 3 more power in the air very quickly. That's probably worth it. Yeah, let's just hold off. I can actually use it to tap down the guy with haste too, so it's not like I won't get any value. No. Yeah, that's where they're going with that. They do get to explore. Now he's a 3/3, and they hit Dowsing Dagger, which is a little scary. But we're going to be swinging for a lot in the air here. This is cool. This can tap down any permanents. So like if your opponent, you know, they're splashing a color and you can just like take them off of it. That's pretty fun. All right. I think I play the Knave just because it has the most power. I could play another flyer though. And it's a flyer that might draw me the land I need or be a 2/3. Either way. Yeah, let's play the flyer. I need a land for Plunderers or Windstrider, so... I think we just leave that on top. It'll pump our whole board right now, so... We are in good shape. If we play the flagship next turn, we swing for 4, 7, 9. Oh. That means they're going to kill my Siren Lookout. That card is not very good. I'm surprised to see it in our opponent's deck. Because this is like the best case scenario, and it's still like, okay, you paid 4 mana to kill my 2/3. So... And it's just a 1-for-1. It's not like... It doesn't get trample. If the creature got trample, that would be better, but it doesn't. So, just sort of like, eh. Yeah, we get our plants. There they are. Yeah, I'm just going to play Fell Flagship here. It lets me swing for 7 in the air, which means my opponent's dead next turn unless they get something going. Definitely block him with a plant. We never ever crewed our Fell Flagship. I mean, it ended up being good, especially in this game. It's probably where it was the best. But we never actually crewed it. It just was never big enough to do anything. Okay, so you're dead. Oh, no, you still have a card in your hand. Just kidding. You might not be dead. There's that 5th land. Maybe I should have had Windstrider all along, huh? Good shuffler wins, yeah. Okay, then. I've never understood people who complain about the shuffler in Magic Online because we're both dealing with it, first of all. Second of all, I'm not an expert on programming or anything. However, it doesn't seem like randomness would be hard to have an equation for it. It sounds like that's counterintuitive, but I don't think it is. But anyway, that's fine. We went 2-1 in the end, which I'm happy about. And we got a couple Ixalan packs, so I can record my next draft by only buying 1, which sounds good to me. Don't forget my content sponsored by 5colorcombo.com. You can see that on the screen. You can also see my discount code is NEETZAHONE5 if you want a 5% discount.